If your thinking stays small, your life stays stuck. Most people don't even realize they're holding themselves back. They wake up, go through the day doing what they're told, thinking what they've been taught, and following paths that don't lead anywhere real. They live inside limits that were never theirs to begin with, limits they didn't choose, but accepted because no one ever told them they could think differently. They were never pushed to challenge their own thoughts. They were never told that most of their beliefs weren't theirs but borrowed, from parents, teachers, culture, and sometimes from people who never achieved anything meaningful themselves. And because of that, their life stays trapped in the same cycle. Same problems, same habits, same excuses, same frustrations. This is where it changes. This is where you take back control of your own mind. Not with hype, not with empty advice, but with real, clear steps that shift how you think, act, and live. Because you don't need to be perfect, you need to be honest. You need to be focused. And you need to stop waiting for change and start thinking like your life is already yours to lead. The first step to growth is not adding more. It's removing the false beliefs that keep you small. Most people live their entire lives inside a mental box they didn't even build themselves. They follow rules they never agreed to. They carry beliefs they never consciously chose. And they act like everything they think is automatically true. But it's not. Most of what you believe is borrowed. It's programming you absorbed from childhood, from people who were only repeating what they were taught. Maybe you were told to play it safe, stay realistic, don't take risks, don't dream too big. Maybe you were punished for trying something new or ridiculed when you stepped outside the norm. Over time, those messages stopped being opinions and started becoming your reality. But here's the truth. It's not real. Those limitations only exist because they've been repeated so many times that you accepted them. And if you can learn something, you can unlearn it. If you can absorb a limitation, you can replace it with something stronger. Ask yourself, who told me I couldn't do this? Who told me to wait, to hold back, to stay quiet, to be realistic? And why did I believe them? The moment you start asking those questions, you'll feel resistance. Your mind will say things like, that's just how it's always been. Or that's just how things are. That's not truth, that's conditioning. That's a habit of thought. And like any habit, it can be broken. You don't need a new personality. You need a new mindset. You don't need more motivation. You need more awareness. Awareness of how you think, of how many of your thoughts aren't even yours but programmed patterns running your life while you call it normal. Every time you say, I can't, stop and ask, why not? Every time you say, that's not possible for someone like me, ask yourself, who said that? What makes them right? You'll discover something powerful. Most of the limits in your life are not real barriers. They're just thoughts you haven't challenged yet. And here's the magic. Once you challenge a thought, it starts to lose its control over you. Thoughts are like shadows. They look big and intimidating until you shine light on them. When you question them, you bring them to the surface. And when you bring them to the surface, you can deal with them, reframe them, and replace them. If you never look at them, if you never stop to question them, they keep running in the background, quietly shaping every decision you make. Here's the problem. Small thinking never feels small when you're inside it. It feels safe. Feels normal. It feels like the right thing to do. But safe isn't always right. Safe isn't always healthy. Safe isn't always what you need. Sometimes you have to stop chasing what feels comfortable and start chasing what sets you free. If you grew up being told to stay in your place, speak only when spoken to, follow the rules and never stand out, you've got some unlearning to do. Because none of that advice helps when it's time to lead your own life. None of it helps when it's time to take risks, speak up, and believe in yourself when others don't. Thinking beyond limits isn't about ego. It's about truth. It's about refusing to keep living in the same cycle of self-doubt, hesitation, and low expectations. Your future doesn't change by accident. It changes the moment you start questioning your limits, rejecting small thinking, and choosing to build a new mental routine. Ask yourself every day, why do I keep expecting less from myself? Who convinced me I'm not ready? When did I decide I wasn't enough? What am I afraid of that's stopping me from even trying? These questions are uncomfortable, but they're necessary, because they pull you out of autopilot and force you to think. And when you think clearly, when you think for yourself, you reclaim your power. You're not here to live someone else's life. You're not here to follow a script written by fear, pressure, or insecurity. You're here to lead, to rise, to grow. And it starts by breaking mental patterns that no longer serve you. If you believe you're not smart enough, strong enough, or capable enough, prove that belief wrong. Not by talking about it, but by acting in spite of it. By doing the very thing you once said you couldn't. By going past the voice in your head that tells you to stop. By moving forward even when doubt is screaming. Because here's the truth. The limits were never real. They were just waiting for you to fight back. Most people never do. Most people wait for proof before they believe. But it doesn't work like that. Belief comes first. You move first. Then you get proof. That's how growth works. That's how you escape small thinking. You act before you feel ready. You start before it feels perfect. You speak before you feel confident. And through that action, your belief grows stronger. Thinking beyond limits isn't about having zero fear. It's about moving through it anyway. It's about knowing you don't have to stay stuck just because that's what you're used to. You don't have to keep living by rules that were never meant for you. You don't have to accept every thought that shows up. You don't have to stay small just because the people around you do. Your mind is a tool. Use it. Question it. Train it. Direct it. If your thoughts aren't helping you grow, replace them. And replacing them takes daily effort, daily awareness, and daily reflection. You have to make it a habit to think bigger. Not once a week, but every single day. Wake up every morning and remind yourself, you're not limited by what you were told. You're not trapped by what you used to believe. You're not stuck unless you choose to be. You have more in you than you've ever shown. More strength, more vision, more potential. But none of it matters if you keep thinking like the person you used to be. It starts with how you talk to yourself. It starts with what you accept as truth. It starts with what you allow into your mind every single day. Stop giving power to doubt. Stop feeding thoughts that hold you back. Stop making decisions based on fear. Start challenging everything that feels like a limit, because most limits are built on lies. And the moment you decide to think for yourself, you take the first step toward freedom, toward change, and toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. Most people spend their entire life focusing on what doesn't matter. They focus on distractions. They focus on what others think. They focus on fear, on worst-case scenarios, on problems that don't even exist yet. And because they give so much attention to things that aren't real or important, they miss what truly matters. If you want to move your life forward, if you want to build something strong, you need to train your brain to focus on what's real. The human mind is powerful, but it's also messy. It doesn't naturally stay focused. It jumps from one thing to the next, reacts to everything, and wanders off if you don't control it. And if you're not careful, your mind will drag you into places that don't serve you. That's why you can't leave your focus up to chance. You have to train it like a skill. These days, everyone's mind is full of noise. Social media, constant opinions, breaking news, comparison, entertainment, endless scrolling. All of it pulling your attention away from your goals, away from your values, away from what you actually need to do today. The result? A life that feels scattered. A mind that feels tired and unclear. A constant feeling like something is missing, but you can't even name what it is. When your mind is unfocused, your actions lose direction. And when your actions have no direction, you can't grow. You stay stuck, repeating the same patterns, chasing the wrong things, working hard but going nowhere. Focusing on what's real means learning to separate truth from noise. It means asking yourself, what am I spending my energy on right now? Is this helping me? Is this connected to what I care about? Or is it just keeping me distracted? If you're honest, you'll see that a lot of what fills your head has no value. Conversations you replay that don't change anything. People you're trying to impress who don't even know who they are. Mistakes you made years ago that still live rent-free in your mind. None of it is helping you. None of it is real in this moment. It's just noise. You have to shut that down. You have to take your mind back. Focus isn't a one-time decision. It's a discipline, a habit you have to build every day. You have to remind yourself over and over what matters, and more importantly, what doesn't. You have to stop chasing thoughts that don't belong to you. You have to stop solving problems that aren't yours. You have to stop wasting your mental energy on things that don't move you forward. You decide where your attention goes. And that decision shapes your life more than talent, more than luck, more than timing. What you focus on becomes your reality. If you focus on problems, you'll always feel stuck. If you focus on fear, you'll always feel limited. But if you focus on truth, on progress, on effort, you'll start to feel strong again. Focus is easier when you have clarity. Clarity about what you want, what matters most to you, what kind of person you want to be, what kind of life you want to build. Without clarity, you drift. You let other people decide what deserves your time. You say yes to things that don't matter. You waste months, even years, chasing things that don't move you closer to who you want to become. But once you're clear, everything gets easier. Your focus has a place to land. Your energy has direction. Your time feels valuable. Your decisions feel lighter. And you start feeling proud of how you spend your day. What's real is your goals. What's real is your effort. What's real is your time. What's real is your relationships. What's real is your habits, your choices, your health, and your discipline. These are the things that build your life. These are the things that deserve your focus every single day. Start with your environment. If your phone constantly pulls you away, fix that. Turn off notifications. Remove distractions from your workspace. Keep people who waste your time at a distance. If your mornings are chaotic, create a routine. Don't let your day begin with noise and stress. Start with clarity and intention. Then build self-awareness. Catch your thoughts when they drift. When you notice you're thinking about something useless, stop and ask, is this helping me right now? If the answer is no, bring your mind back. Back to the work, back to your day, back to what you can control. Focus also means learning how to say no. No to things that don't align with your goals. No to people who drain your energy. No to habits that leave you tired and empty. Every time you say no to something false, you say yes to something real. Your mind won't change overnight. It's been running on old habits for years. But if you stick with it, if you keep choosing focus over distraction, you'll feel something shift. You'll stop reacting so much. You'll stop wasting time on pointless thoughts. You'll feel clearer, stronger, and more grounded. That's when your life starts to change. Because focus isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters. You don't need to fill every minute of your day with busyness. You need to stay locked in on what truly counts. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be present where it matters. You don't need to know everything. You need to know what's worth knowing. You don't need to do everything. You need to do the right things and do them well. Stop waiting for perfect focus to magically appear. It won't. You have to create it. You have to train your brain to follow your lead, not the world's distractions. Because if you don't control your focus, the world will control it for you. And you can't afford that. You've got something valuable to build. You've got work that matters. You've got a future to create. That means your mind has to be strong. Your focus has to be sharp. Your time has to be guarded. Focus isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things with full attention, full presence, full commitment. That's how real growth happens. Most people don't even realize how much their life is controlled by one hidden habit: waiting for approval. They work hard, they dream big, they push toward their goals, but deep down, they want someone to tell them, you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path, keep going. And when that approval doesn't come, they stop, they hesitate. They shrink their dreams not because they failed, but because they never felt supported. Living for approval will drain you. It makes you doubt your own voice and give power to everyone else's. If you want to grow, you have to stop asking for permission. You have to stop waiting for people to validate your decisions. You have to stop expecting others to agree with your vision before you pursue it. Because most people won't understand your path. They don't feel what you feel. They don't carry your vision. They don't fight your battles. And guess what? It's not their job to understand. It's your job to believe in your dreams enough to keep going without applause. Every time you silence yourself because you're worried about judgment, you teach your brain to stay small. Every time you slow down because someone might not agree, you're handing control of your life to people who don't even have to live with your choices. The people you're trying to impress aren't thinking about you as much as you believe they are. They're busy with their own fears, their own problems. They're questioning their own path. And even if they were watching you, what changes? If someone doesn't approve, does that make your vision worthless? No. It just means they can't see what you see. And they don't have to. You need to build a mindset that doesn't collapse when someone doesn't clap. You need to build a confidence that doesn't disappear just because someone criticized you. Trust yourself more than you trust the crowd. Believe in what you're doing even when no one else does. This doesn't mean you ignore feedback. It means you learn to separate useful input from empty opinion. If someone has done what you're trying to do, listen. If someone has walked your path and succeeded, take notes. But if someone has never been where you're going, why would you let their doubt stop you? Your job is to keep building, keep learning, and keep moving forward without needing applause. When you trust yourself, your decisions become sharper. You stop wasting energy asking everyone what they think. You stop over-explaining. You stop apologizing for wanting more. You move forward with calm. Not because you have zero fear, but because you finally believe in your ability to figure it out as you go. That's what real confidence is. Not loud, not arrogant, just steady. You know who you are. You know what you're working toward. You no longer need 10 people to say good job just to keep going. Many people work hard not because they love their work, but because they're trying to prove something. Prove they're not a failure. Prove they made the right choice. Prove they're valuable. But working from fear is exhausting. It keeps you chained to the opinions of people who don't matter. When you drop the need for approval, you stop working to prove yourself. You start working to improve yourself. You start creating because you love the process, not because you want a pat on the back. When you stop chasing validation, something powerful happens. You stop choosing titles just to be respected. You stop posting every achievement just to be liked. You stop chasing applause and start chasing impact. You start building a life that feels good to you, not one that just looks good to others. The people who go the farthest aren't the ones who were praised the most. They're the ones who kept moving even when no one noticed. They trusted their gut. They followed their path. They didn't let outside opinions shape their identity. You have to become one of those people. Stop looking for signs from the outside. Start building strength on the inside. Learn to stand behind your decisions, even when no one else does. First, it won't feel natural. If you've lived your life trying to please everyone, breaking that habit will feel uncomfortable. But you need to push through that discomfort. You need to sit with that moment where you feel unsure but move forward anyway. Because the only way to build real trust in yourself is to act without needing approval, and then see that you still made the right call. You're not here to be perfect in everyone's eyes. You're here to grow, to evolve, to build a life that means something to you. Not everyone will accept it. Not everyone will understand. That's okay. If you keep chasing validation, you'll live in fear forever. And fear will never let you grow. That's a price too high. You've been waiting for someone to say, "You're capable. You're ready. You can do this." Say it to yourself. Be the first one who believes in you. That decision alone will change how you carry yourself. It will change how you speak, how you walk, how you respond. You'll stop explaining every move. You'll stop asking for permission to be who you already are. You'll stop apologizing for being different. No one else knows what you've survived. No one else feels what you feel. No one else sees your full vision. So stop waiting for approval that's never coming. Stop waiting for applause you don't need. Stop waiting for permission that's already yours. Trust your path. Trust your choices. Trust your process. You don't need to be perfect. Just committed, honest, and grounded. And when doubt creeps in, as it always will, remind yourself, you don't need to be understood by everyone. You just need to keep going. The people who matter will see it in time. The ones who don't, they were never meant to be your guide in the first place. Your voice matters. Your thoughts have weight. Your future is your responsibility. So stop waiting. Start trusting. And never again let approval be the reason you slow down. There are things in your life right now you know you should be doing, but you keep avoiding them. You push them aside. You delay them. You distract yourself from them. Not because you don't care. Not because you're lazy. But because those things make you uncomfortable. They expose your weaknesses. They stretch you beyond That feels safe. They force you to face your own limits. And instead of facing them head-on, you retreat to what feels familiar. But here's the truth. Familiar doesn't mean right. And if you keep avoiding what challenges you, you will never grow. Progress doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from doing the very things your mind is trying to escape. The phone call you keep postponing. The difficult conversation you keep avoiding. The project you keep skipping. The goal you write down but never take action on. All of those uncomfortable actions are doorways to progress. But there's only one way through. You have to do them. Not once. Not when it feels good. Not when the timing is perfect. You have to do them especially when they feel hard. Because that's where transformation happens. You will never feel 100% ready. Waiting for motivation is a trap. If you wait to feel confident before you start, you'll never start. That voice in your head that says, later, when I'm ready, is lying to you, is trying to protect you from discomfort. But that comfort zone is what's keeping you stuck. You tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow. You'll start when things calm down. You'll take action once you're more prepared. But tomorrow turns into next week, then next month, then next year. And suddenly nothing has changed. You have to learn to override your own hesitation. You have to force yourself into action. Again and again until it becomes your new normal. That's how real change happens. Not by thinking, not by overplanning, but by doing the work even when it feels heavy. Avoidance is the enemy of growth. Every time you avoid something difficult, you strengthen the habit of fear. And the more you choose fear, the weaker your ability to lead yourself becomes. You start needing ideal conditions to act. You start becoming someone who only moves when it's easy. And that mindset doesn't build anything real. You have to train your brain to act, not hesitate. To do, not delay. That training begins with small decisions. Getting up when you want to sleep in. Starting when you feel unsure. Finishing when you feel tired. Showing up even when no one is watching. These aren't dramatic actions, but they build something powerful inside you. Discipline. Discipline is what keeps you moving even when motivation is gone. It's what gives you strength to face hard things instead of running. And it's what separates people who grow from people who stay stuck. Start paying attention to what you always avoid. What do you keep skipping? What do you keep telling yourself you'll do later? Those aren't random actions. Those are signals. They're showing you exactly where your growth lives. Once you see it, stop negotiating with yourself. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting until it's perfect. Just start. Take one action you've been avoiding and do it today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Even if it's uncomfortable. Even if it's messy. Even if you're not sure how it will go. That one uncomfortable action will change how you see yourself. It will remind you that you're capable, that you're stronger than your excuses, that fear doesn't control you. And once you do it again. Stack those actions. Build momentum. Every time you move despite resistance, you weaken the habit of avoidance and strengthen your ability to lead yourself through anything. Don't wait for someone to push you. Be your own push. Be your own reason. Take responsibility for your future because no one else will. Think about what it's costing you to avoid what matters. The stress, the regret, the wasted time, the missed opportunities. None of that goes away until you face what you've been running from. This isn't about being fearless. It's about acting while the fear is still there. It's about realizing that fear is often just a signal that something important is on the other side. You can overthink it. You can overplan it. You can wait for confidence to magically show up. But none of that replaces action. Because action changes how you think. Action builds confidence. Action gives you proof that you're not helpless, that you can face discomfort and win. You don't need a full plan. You don't need perfect timing. You need to stop running from your responsibilities. You need to stop lying to yourself about later. You need to start choosing action over comfort. And don't expect it to feel good right away. It won't. You might feel anxious. You might feel overwhelmed. That's normal. That's part of the process. Push through it. Stay with it. Finish what you start. This is how strong people are built. Every strong person you admire has mastered this skill. They've learned how to move forward when their emotions scream stop. They've trained themselves to act while others freeze. That's why they rise. That's why they grow. Not because they're smarter, but because they stopped avoiding what mattered. You can do the same, but you have to stop making hard things optional. You have to stop thinking discomfort means something's wrong. Discomfort is a signal that you're stretching. It's a sign that you're entering the space where change lives. So stop hiding behind excuses. Stop convincing yourself you'll do it later. Later doesn't build your dream. Later doesn't fix what's broken. Later doesn't create confidence. Only action does. Pick one thing you've been running from. Make it your mission today. Do it fully. Do it completely. Then do it again tomorrow. Stack those wins. Build that muscle. Because the life you want is not on the other side of comfort. It's on the other side of action. And you get there by forcing yourself forward, choice by choice, day by day, until what once scared you becomes what now strengthens you. Most people say they want more out of life, but they never stop to realize what they're giving away every single day. Their time and their energy. These are the two most valuable things you have. More valuable than money. More valuable than opportunity. More valuable than talent. Because without control of your time and energy, nothing else works. You can have great ideas, but if your day is chaotic and your energy is drained by people and things that don't matter, you will never reach your potential. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. That part is fair. But what separates people who move forward from those who stay stuck isn't time. It's how they use it. How you protect your hours. How you fill them. How you manage your attention inside of them. Look at where your time actually goes, not the ideal version, but the real one. How much of your day is spent reacting to things that don't help you grow? How many conversations leave you drained? How many tasks take you nowhere? The same goes for energy. You only get so much mental and emotional strength each day. When it's gone, it's gone. If you waste your morning scrolling, by the time you're ready to work on something meaningful, your brain is already tired. If you spend your day around negative people, you'll have nothing left in the tank for your goals. You can take back your time and energy, but you have to be ruthless about it. Start by removing what drains you, people who bring drama, habits that waste hours, saying yes when you want to say no. Every time you give your time or energy to something that doesn't serve your values, you pay a cost. And that cost adds up. Not just in lost hours, but in lost focus, lost momentum, and lost belief in yourself. If you want to become more, you have to stop giving your power to things that keep you the same. You can't keep living on autopilot, bragging about how busy you are while filling your schedule with low-value activity. Being busy doesn't mean you're productive. Being tired doesn't mean you're doing meaningful work. True growth comes from intentional use of your time and protected use of your energy. Your mornings set the tone for your entire day. If you begin your day reacting to your phone, you've already surrendered your focus. If your first hour is chaotic, your whole day will feel off track. Create a morning routine that gives you clarity. It doesn't need to be complicated. Just make sure the first hour of your day is yours, not the world's. Don't squeeze important things in after the day is already full. Make them anchors in your schedule, your goals, your learning, your health, your planning. If it's not on your calendar, it's not real. Stop assuming you'll find time. You won't. You make time or you lose it. Write down what you do each hour for a few days. You'll be shocked at how much time disappears into meaningless activity. The goal isn't to work every second of the day. It's to become aware. Because awareness gives you power. Once you see where your time and energy go, you can take it back. Give yourself blocks of uninterrupted time each day to work deeply on what matters. Turn your phone off. Silence notifications. Let people know you're unavailable during these times. Your mind will resist at first. It's used to being pulled in different directions. But with consistency, you'll regain control. You'll notice your thinking gets clearer. Your focus feels stronger. Your decisions feel easier. That's not magic, that's discipline. Every yes you give is a no to something else. Stop saying yes out of pressure. Say yes because it fits your vision. Say yes because it aligns with who you're becoming. Your time is not free. Your energy is not unlimited. You're not here to please everyone. You're here to lead yourself. Not everything that screams for your attention deserves it. Many things feel urgent but aren't important. Many things feel important but are distractions in disguise. Learn the difference. Focus on the few things that actually move your life forward. Everything else is noise. Taking control of your time isn't just about productivity. It's about respect for yourself. When you say, "This hour is mine, and I'm going to use it well," you're telling yourself your goals matter, your future matters, your peace matters. And when you do that long enough, you build a different kind of confidence, one that comes from knowing you're living intentionally. Energy isn't just about working harder, it's about managing your state. If your body is drained, your mind won't focus. If your emotions are unsettled, your energy will scatter. This means rest has to be part of the plan. Protect your sleep. Move your body. Eat to fuel your mind. Make time for silence and space to breathe. Some people drain you even if you care about them. Some conversations leave you tired for hours. You need to recognize that and adjust. Not because you don't care, but because your energy has a purpose. If you keep giving it away freely, you'll have nothing left for what matters most. Simplify where you can. Clean up your workspace. Build routines that reduce decision fatigue. Limit pointless scrolling. Create space for recovery. The less clutter in your life, the less stress in your mind. You only get one life. Every day you wake up, your time and your energy are either being used well or wasted. That decision belongs to you. No one else will value it more than you. So make it your mission to take full control of both. Build days that reflect your goals. Build habits that support your strength. Build boundaries that protect your peace. Because once you control your time and your energy, you control your life. And when you control your life, everything becomes possible. Most people treat the future like it's some random event that just happens one day. They talk about their goals, their dreams, their someday plans, but they act like time is unlimited. They assume they'll get serious later. They believe that one day, they'll magically wake up with more energy, more clarity, and more motivation. But it doesn't work like that. It never has. Your future doesn't change on its own. It changes when you do. Your future doesn't show up better unless you show up better today. Every single thing you experience tomorrow is being shaped by how you show up right now. If you keep waiting for motivation, you'll keep putting off what actually moves your life forward. If you keep waiting for a sign, you'll keep living in hesitation. If you keep saying, "I'll do it later," you'll wake up months, maybe years from now, wondering why nothing changed. The version of you that you want to become already exists as a possibility, but it's not going to be handed to you. You have to build it. You have to earn it. And the way you do that is by acting like your future depends on today's effort, because it does. Today is the foundation for everything you want to experience. Every choice you make is a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. Every time you train your focus, you're voting for discipline. Every time you push through resistance, you're voting for resilience. Every time you do what you said you'd do, you're voting for self-respect. And every time you delay, procrastinate, or escape into distraction, you're sending your future further away. Not because you're not capable, but because you're not acting like it matters enough. Your goals aren't far-off dreams. They're the result of small decisions, repeated effort, and discipline compounded over time. What you do today may not give you instant results, but it's building something inside you. It's shaping your direction. It's creating momentum. The effort you put in now might be invisible for a while. But invisible effort is not wasted effort, it's just delayed payoff. The people who win are the ones who keep going even when no one notices, even when there are no quick results, because they understand that the process works if they do. Wake up with this mindset. Today is my chance to move forward. Today is my chance to make progress. Today is my chance to lead myself. Not next month. Not next year. Now. If you treat today like it's disposable, you'll look up one day and realize 5 years have passed and nothing's changed. But if you treat today like it's everything, you'll see change faster than you thought possible. When you act like your future depends on today's effort, you stop rushing through tasks. You stop giving half effort. You stop looking for shortcuts. Instead, you show up with focus. You give your full weight to your actions. You stop looking for ways to get by and start building habits that build your life. There is no perfect day coming. There are no ideal conditions waiting for you to finally start living fully. You take what you have today and you give it everything you can. You don't need more time. You need more urgency. Time is moving whether you act or not. And if you don't take charge of your time, it will be filled by everything that doesn't matter. Start asking yourself better questions. What can I do right now that moves me forward? What's one thing I've been avoiding that I need to face today? What would my future self thank me for if I did it now? These kinds of questions pull you into alignment with the life you actually want. What matters isn't thinking about action, it's taking action. Not planning endlessly. Not waiting for the perfect moment. Real, concrete, measurable effort, that's what shapes your identity. That's what separates people who talk from people who build. Every day you have to make a decision. Do you want to feel comfortable now? Or proud later? Most of the time you can't have both. The comfort you feel from skipping the work doesn't last. But the pride you feel from pushing through and doing what's required, that stays. That becomes your new standard. And your standard determines your future. Think of your life like a bank account. Every action you take is either a deposit or a withdrawal. You're either investing in your vision, your skills, your health, your mindset, or you're pulling from it. Over time, the balance adds up. If you consistently deposit effort, discipline, and focus, you'll have something solid to stand on. If you keep withdrawing by skipping the work, making excuses, and choosing comfort, you'll end up with nothing but regret. This is not about doing everything at once. It's about being present and intentional every day. The biggest changes in life don't come from one big moment. They come from daily effort stacked again and again until one day you look up and realize you became the person you always hoped to be. Your effort shouldn't depend on how you feel. It shouldn't depend on who's watching. It shouldn't depend on whether or not someone claps for you. Your effort is based on who you are committed to becoming. And who you're becoming is decided today. You're not stuck. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're one decision away from a new direction. And that decision starts with how you act today. Give today everything you've got. You won't regret it. Most people never get what they want in life because they never say what they want. They speak in circles. They downplay their desires. They stay vague, hoping someone else will figure it out for them or approve it first. They hold back their words out of fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of being told no. Fear of failing. But here's the truth. If you can't say clearly what you want, you'll never move toward it. Being clear about what you want isn't about arrogance. It's about honesty. It's about looking at your life and saying, this is what matters to me. This is what I'm aiming for. And once you say it, you have to mean it. Meaning it means backing your words with action. With discipline, with focus, with effort. Empty statements won't get you anywhere. But when your words align with your actions, everything changes. You can't build a powerful life around half-beliefs. You can't grow into someone strong by hiding what you care about. The people who move forward in life aren't the ones waiting for approval. They're the ones willing to say with clarity and conviction, here's what I want, and I'm going after it. No hesitation. No apology. Just truth. If you've been feeling stuck, it's probably not because you lack ability. It's because you haven't decided what direction you're committed to. You've been avoiding specifics to stay comfortable. Because the moment you say exactly what you want, now there's pressure. Now there's accountability. And that's why most people stay vague. It's safer. But safe doesn't lead to growth. Stop using soft language like, I just want to be happy. I want something better. I hope things improve. That's not specific. That doesn't move you. Be direct. I want to earn this much. I want to live here. I want to build this business. I want to become this kind of person. The more specific you get, the more power you give yourself. Don't just say it, mean it. Meaning it means showing up for it. Acting like it matters. Protecting your goal from anything that tries to pull you away. If you say you want discipline but keep giving in to laziness, you don't mean it. If you say you want peace but keep entertaining chaos, you don't mean it. Your life always reflects what you truly commit to, not what you talk about, but what you act on. Stop hiding your voice. Stop adjusting your goals so you don't make others uncomfortable. Stop speaking in safe language just to fit in. Speak with strength. Speak with direction. Speak like your future depends on it, because it does. When you say exactly what you want, people will react. Some will doubt you. Some will mock you. Some will challenge you. That's fine. That's expected. What matters isn't their reaction. It's your response. Do you shrink? Do you adjust? Or do you stay grounded and keep going? You don't need everyone to agree with you. You don't need approval. You need to trust yourself. When you're clear about what you want, you stop chasing things that don't fit you. You stop saying yes just to please people. You stop wasting energy explaining yourself. Clarity gives you focus. Focus gives you momentum. Momentum gives you power. Say what you want even if your voice shakes. Say it before you feel ready. Say it while you're still building. Honesty unlocks something hesitation never will. Clarity leads to progress. Commitment creates results. Speaking the truth about your goals is the first step to living them. Stop asking for permission to dream big. Stop lowering your standards to match your current reality. Say what you want like you expect it, not like you're begging for it. Say it like it belongs to you. When your words come from belief, your actions follow that belief. And your life changes from the inside out. You are not too much. Your goals are not unrealistic. Your vision is not silly. What's silly is pretending to want less so others feel comfortable. What's weak is staying quiet so you don't get judged. You get one life. Speak like it matters. Move like it matters. Live like it matters. Decide what you want. Say it. Mean it. Then build it, not someday but today. Every day, speak life into your future. Not with fantasy, but with purpose, with strategy, and with action to back it up. That's how you become powerful. That's how you create something that lasts. Every day you wake up, the world starts pulling at you. Messages, opinions, trends, distractions. From the moment you open your eyes, the noise begins. Notifications, endless updates, random opinions from people who don't even know you. And if you're not careful, that noise will drown out your voice, blur your vision, steal your focus, and make you forget why you started in the first place. You can't build a life that's truly yours if you keep letting the outside world control your attention. If you want to grow, you have to learn how to block out the noise and focus fully on your own path. Noise isn't just sound. It's anything that pulls you away from your mission. Comparison, gossip, irrelevant opinions, the endless scroll, the need to react to everything. Most people spend more time watching other people's lives than building their own. They chase trends they don't even care about. They follow ideas that don't fit them. And in the process, they lose the most valuable thing they have, their focus. You can't think clearly when your mind is flooded with input. You can't hear your instincts when everyone else is talking. You can't follow your own path if you're walking based on someone else's map. You need to disconnect long enough to ask yourself, what do I actually want? Not what looks impressive. Not what gets quick approval. Not what feels safe. What actually matters to you. The reason most people feel overwhelmed isn't because they have too much to do. It's because they're paying attention to too many things that have nothing to do with them. They give their energy to drama that isn't theirs, to opinions that don't matter, to distractions that don't move them forward. Blocking out the noise isn't about being rude or isolated. It's about protecting your attention so it serves your purpose. You only have so much mental energy each day. If you give it away to every notification, every update, every distraction, you'll have nothing left for what matters. You'll become reactive instead of intentional. And a reactive mind can't stay consistent. It jumps around. It changes direction too often. It gets excited easily and discouraged quickly. But when you block out the noise, something changes. Your thoughts get clearer. Your pace gets steady. Your choices become simpler. You stop second-guessing yourself every 5 minutes. Stop trying to be everywhere and impress everyone. Stop letting strangers on the internet shape your goals. Stop letting someone else's highlight reel make you question your progress. Stop chasing validation and start chasing growth. Because validation is about looking good, growth is about getting better. You have to pick one. Let your work speak. Let your effort show. Let your results talk louder than your words. To do that, you need time, focus, consistency, and those get destroyed when your mind is scattered by constant noise. Be intentional about what you consume. Choose what you read. Choose who you listen to. Choose what you feed your mind. Every piece of content you consume is either sharpening you or distracting you. It's either reminding you of your power or convincing you that you're behind. Be selective. Your attention is currency. Don't spend it on what gives you nothing back. Most people avoid silence because it forces them to face their own thoughts. But silence is where clarity lives. When you remove the noise, you start to hear your own thinking again. You start to see what really matters. You remember your reasons. That's when your path starts to make sense again. You don't need more motivation. You need more direction. And direction comes from quiet time, reflection, and honest conversations with yourself. Not from consuming more, not from copying what works for someone else. Make time for silence daily, even if it's just 15 minutes. No phone, no voices, just you and your thoughts. You also need to distance yourself from people addicted to noise. People who thrive on drama, who complain constantly, who pull you into every small issue. You can't focus on your path while being pulled into chaos. Protect your space. You don't owe access to everyone. You don't need to explain why you're unavailable. You are allowed to choose peace over pressure. Your mind is not a garbage bin for the world's noise. It's the engine that drives your life. Keep it clean. Keep it sharp. Keep it focused. Because when your mind is clear, your actions become powerful. When your path is your own, your progress becomes real. And when the noise fades, your future gets louder. Don't let outside voices shape your standards. Don't let fast results make you abandon a good process. Don't let loud opinions drown out your quiet wisdom. The people who win long-term are not the ones chasing the spotlight. They're the ones staying focused, grounded, and consistent no matter what's happening around them. You don't need to impress everyone. You need to do what you said you would do. You need to stay disciplined, even when no one's clapping. If something doesn't serve your future, let it go. If it doesn't align with your values, walk away. If it distracts you more than it develops you, cut it out. Don't feel guilty for protecting your focus. Feel proud because most people won't. Most people will stay stuck in noise, hoping life magically improves while doing nothing about it. But not you. You've seen enough. You know what's at stake. So decide now. Block out the noise, reclaim your focus, and give everything you've got to your own path. Most people break under pressure because they never train their minds to handle it. They avoid hard situations, run from discomfort, and back down when things get tense. Then they wonder, why do I panic when things go wrong? Why can't I stay calm under stress? Why do I freeze when life gets tough? The reason is simple. They've never built the skill of performing under pressure. Most people think pressure means something is wrong. They see stress as a sign to quit. But pressure is actually a sign of responsibility. It means something matters. It means weight is on the line. When something matters, there will always be pressure. You don't escape it by avoiding it. You get stronger by leaning into it. You have to rewire how you think about difficulty. Stop seeing pressure as a threat and start seeing it as training. Every tough moment is a chance to teach your mind how to stay focused, stay steady, act with clarity even when everything feels heavy. This doesn't happen by accident. You have to choose it. You have to practice it. When pressure hits, a deadline, criticism, failure, an unexpected problem, your first instinct might be to blame someone, freeze, spiral in your head, escape into something easier. That's just programming. But programming can be changed. Next time your mind says, panic, choose control. Next time it says, quit, choose effort. Next time your emotions scream, too much, choose calm. This doesn't mean you won't feel stress. It means you'll train your brain to know it can keep going even when stress is there. The more often you face pressure head-on, the more your mind adapts. It becomes sharper. It becomes calmer. It becomes stronger. You don't build mental toughness just when life falls apart. You build it daily. Wake up early even when you're tired. Finish the task even when you don't feel like it. Have the hard conversation instead of avoiding it. Push through one more rep at the gym when your muscles burn. These small acts of controlled discomfort teach your brain an important lesson. I can handle more than I think. Under pressure, most people start feeding themselves negative thoughts. I can't handle this. I'm not good enough. Why does this always happen to me? That kind of self-talk makes pressure feel heavier. It drains your strength, kills your focus. Replace it with thoughts like, this is tough, but I can handle it. I've faced worse and survived. This is just another challenge. Not the end. Your self-talk is not about lying to yourself. It's about choosing words that help you move instead of words that make you freeze. When pressure hits, your body tightens, your breathing gets shallow, and your thoughts start racing. Slow it all down. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Focus on one task at a time. This resets your nervous system and gives your brain space to think. Life is unpredictable. People change. Plans fail. Pressure shows up whether you're ready or not. So train for it. Make pressure part of your daily routine. Time yourself to work faster and sharper. Commit to finishing tasks with a deadline instead of whenever. Step into situations that make you slightly uncomfortable on purpose. The more your mind experiences pressure, the less fear it attaches to it. Working under pressure doesn't mean rushing. It means staying steady, staying focused, and moving with intention while everything feels heavy. Most people lose their edge because they panic and try to do everything at once. Don't do that. Do one thing well, then the next, then the next. You want to trust your own ability to handle pressure, to know that even when things go wrong, you won't fold. That kind of self-trust doesn't come from theory, it comes from repetition. Showing up when it's hard. Proving to yourself that pressure doesn't break you. It sharpens you. Pressure is not something to fear, it's something to train for. It's the weight that builds mental muscle. It's the test that sharpens your focus. It's the moment that reveals who you really are. If you train for it daily, when the big tests come, you'll be ready, not because it's easy, but because you've built yourself for it. Don't wait until life gets crazy to decide you want to be calm under pressure. Build that skill now. Teach your mind how to think clearly when things feel uncertain. Teach it to move without fear. Teach it to hold steady even when emotions are loud. That's how you grow beyond your old limits. That's how you prepare for a life that requires strength, focus, and leadership, no matter what pressure comes your way. Most people don't think for themselves, they copy what they see. They follow trends. They repeat opinions. They imitate people who haven't even figured out their own lives. They spend so much time trying to fit in that they forget how to stand on their own. Then they wonder why nothing feels right, why they feel lost, and why they can't seem to make progress. You weren't built to follow weak people who blame others, complain daily, settle for less, and play small. You were built to think, to choose, to question, and to lead your own life with clarity and direction. But to do that, you have to stop handing your mind over to the crowd. Most people do what everyone else is doing, not because it's right, not because it works, but because it feels safer. But safety doesn't lead to fulfillment. Copying doesn't lead to power. Following weak people will never make you strong. You have to question your assumptions. You have to challenge the beliefs you were taught, not to disrespect them, but to understand them. You have to slow down and think deeply before you react. Agree. Accept what someone else says as truth. Because if you don't think for yourself, someone else will think for you. And when that happens, their mindset becomes yours. Their limits become yours. Their fears become yours. Thinking for yourself doesn't mean rejecting everyone. It means being selective. Learn from people who've actually built something worth respecting. People who back their words with action. People whose lives reflect strength, discipline, and purpose. Before you adopt someone's opinion, ask, is this person growing? Are they disciplined? Are they living with purpose? Because if someone's life is full of excuses, distractions, and weak habits, why would you copy anything they do? Your mind is your most important asset. Protect it. Strengthen it. Use it. Don't let the loudest voices control it. Don't let temporary emotions shape it. Don't let fear silence it. Every time you blindly follow the crowd, you give up a piece of your identity. You lose clarity. You lose strength. And eventually, you forget who you are and what you actually believe. The strongest people are those who don't move just because others move. Don't speak just to be heard. Don't agree just to avoid conflict. They stay true to their values. They ask hard questions. They make decisions based on truth, not pressure. That's what makes them powerful. Not talent, not image, not applause. You have to choose depth over popularity. Truth over comfort. Growth over ease. That choice will set you apart. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable. People might not understand. Some will push back. Some will call you arrogant just because you stopped following the usual path. That's fine. That's part of the process. Being misunderstood is the cost of thinking for yourself. But the reward is clarity, direction, and power that doesn't depend on other people's approval. Pay attention to who you're modeling. Whose behavior are you repeating? Whose habits have you adopted? Whose mindset is shaping your choices? If the people you're copying complain all day but do nothing to change, stop. If they talk about discipline but have no routine, stop. If they gave up on themselves years ago, stop. You don't need fake strength, you need the real thing. Slow down and think before you act. What do I really believe here? What do I truly want from this situation? What's my standard for how I handle this? Thinking for yourself isn't complicated. It's just uncommon. Most people rush. Most people react. Most people stay stuck. But you're different. You're capable of going further, but only if you lead your mind instead of letting weak influences lead it for you. Stop copying people who complain but don't work. Talk about discipline but live with chaos. Preach success but hide failure. You need strong input, clear thinking, and real action. Before you follow someone's path, ask, would I trade lives with them? If the answer is no, why are you letting them influence your decisions? Choose influences that sharpen you. Surround yourself with people who live with purpose and push you higher, not ones who pull you into excuses and distraction. When you slip up, and you will own it, learn from it, adjust quickly. Thinking for yourself doesn't mean you'll always be perfect. It means you'll always be honest. You'll stay grounded in truth even when it's hard, even when it's unpopular, especially when it's unpopular. The real work isn't about being louder, it's about being sharper. Sharper in how you see, sharper in how you decide, sharper in how you move. That sharpness is earned through solitude, reflection, and questioning everything that doesn't fit your direction. Your mind is the leader, everything else follows. If you want to live strong, you have to think strong. Not once, but daily. Lead it away from weakness. Lead it away from imitation. Lead it away from patterns that broke everyone else. Build a mindset that's calm, clear, and confident. Build a life that reflects depth, not noise. Stop letting your thoughts be shaped by people who aren't even trying. Stop letting fake confidence influence your path. Stop lowering your standards to match the crowd. Your future deserves your full attention. Not borrowed beliefs, Not fake strength, but truth that you discover and choose for yourself. Think for yourself. Live for truth. Lead with strength. And never again let weakness decide your future.